Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the stretch class for today. We're going to be doing a little bit of Pilates technique in this one, a little bit of the floor bar we've done before, maybe adding a different couple of exercises into, and also just a little bit of general stretching. First of all, I think it might be nice to just start off with a little bit of a cat stretch. So what you want to do is make sure your knees are underneath your hips and that they're not too wide or too close to each other. They're literally underneath your hips. Then you want to put your hands underneath your shoulders. Try not to pop your elbows out. If you've got really bendy elbows like me, this is not going to be good for you. Turn them inwards towards each other. Make sure you're not sinking down through your shoulders. You're stretched up through your back. Ziggy's coming to help because this is, of course, his stretch. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at your tail and you're going to curl underneath. Feel your spine pull up. When you get to the middle of your back, inevitably your head pops in. That's fine. It's just what you want. Hold that shape and then go from your spine again, starting right at the bottom of your tail, stretching the other way, and hold the shape in the other direction. Feel that stretch through your stomach, and then repeat, curling your tail. Your back, top of your back will come to. Roll it all in, hold that there, and then reverse it. Through your tail, all the way through your spine. Watch those frustrating moments with your shoulders and also with your elbows. And again, through your tail, rolling all the way through. And start with your tail again. Stretching all the way up through your neck. Right, now you're going to do child's pose from yoga, which is you just lean back on your haunches and stretch your arms out in front of you. It's not really a stretch, it's more a relaxing position, so just hold that for a couple of seconds. Nice and comfy. And you want to tuck your arms behind you and relax your shoulders too, so everything's nice and relaxed and your forehead's on the floor. Okay, good. Just hold that for a couple of seconds. Feel nice and relaxed. And then you might want to grab, if you've got a hard floor and just a blanket or a mat like me, you might want to grab a cushion for your knees, because we're going to do a Pilates exercise. We're going to kneel on our, sort of just on our knees, and you might need to have back into that 4-point kneeling position. Check that everything is underneath each other. This one is not, so you need to move it forward. Arms underneath your shoulders. Right, so what you want to do is you don't want to have your elbows poking out again, like I said, keep them tucked in. You want to make sure that you're not sinking down into this position. Stretch out and keep your back nice and long. So what you want to also do is you want to turn on your center. Imagine that you're trying to squeeze through a really, really tight tube and you're going, and everything is pulling inwards. So the next thing you want to do is you want to stretch your arm along the floor. Try not to sink into this side. Keep nice and straight. Lift off, so it's by your ear. Touch down and pull back under your shoulder. And repeat with your left arm. Lift, touch the floor, and underneath. Make sure as you're doing this that everything is nice and balanced. Don't be leaning off one side or the other. Make sure also that you're not sinking into your shoulders, you're stretching up out of them. 2 more times, one each arm. If you struggle to lift your arm to the side of your head, lift it as far as it will go. Last one. So if you're going to lift here, that's fine. I'm a bit more flexible on my shoulder joints, so my arm will go the whole way up. And then sit back into child's pose again. Reaching forward. And then tucking your arms behind you so that your arms get a break. Right, so there is a continuation to that, which we're going to do next. If you are feeling quite comfortable with the basic 4-point kneeling and the arm lifts, stick to that. However, if you want to try the second stage, have this, give this a try. So, kneel up, make sure that you're in your 4-point kneeling position, everything's nice and ready to go, your center's switched on, and it's like somebody's got a little wire through your belly button and they're pulling very gently inwards. So what you want to do is you want to take out your right arm for me and your left leg. To stretch them along together, then lift. I do not mind if you can only get your leg and your arm off the floor a little way, because what's important here is your posture and controlling that. What you don't want to do is have your leg wobbling all over the place and your arm being all funny and then sagging into one side of your body. Hello, Zig. And that would not help with your arabesques. It wouldn't help with your placement in ballet. So I'll show you on the other side as well. Left arm, right leg, stretching out, lifting up and away, coming back down at the same time and back into 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, each arms and each legs, and then we'll tuck into child's pose and have a rest. Okay? So into the 4-point kneeling position. I do not want this. That's not what I want. I want this. Basically because this is for control in your arabesques, not height. There's other things for height arabesques. We might do some later. But this one is particularly to protect your lower back whilst you're lifting your leg behind you. All right, let's get going. Right arm, left leg, stretching away, lift. That's our first one. Don't forget to breathe whilst you stretch. Here's your second one. As you notice, I'm not trying to turn my legs out. They're trying to stay turned in. Stretch your arm away, lift that leg. Make sure everything is long and you're not tucking or curling under anywhere. Lift. Try as much as you can. Here's our fourth one. Try as much as you can not to make any sort of tilting or switching movements. Try and keep as nice and steady as possible. Lift. Last two. I think I miscounted earlier. Maths was never my strong point. Lift. And down. Okay, stretch your arms out. Breathe out. Tuck yourself into child's pose. Give your back a break. Then tuck your arms behind you to give those break too. Relax. And sit up. Okay, we're going to, I think next we're going to do a little bit of inner thigh stretching. Not everybody's favourite by a long chalk, not mine either. On the other hand, it's very, very good for you. It helps with your flexibility for ballet, obviously, but it's really, really good for contemporary and jazz and anything that requires you to be low to the floor and to move. So, just stick my pillow on the side there for a minute. What you want to do, you want one leg stretched out beside you. Please excuse my floor here. And then tuck the other leg in. You want to only go to a point where you're comfortable. Don't try and push it really far. You will get there. You'll get there with practice and time and patience. So pull your leg up. Ziggy really wants to go outside. So if you hear him yelling, please excuse him. He's desperate to go out and play in the garden. So stretch your leg out to the side. You want to sit up. You want to have your shoulders and your hips in a line. So just keep your shoulders over your hips. You want to reach your arm up. Grab onto maybe the inside of your leg. Your ankle's quite comfortable to grab. And then stretch over. I'm not aiming for this. I'm aiming for a long straight line. There it goes again. And then relax. And now this one, you want to turn to your leg and slowly slide down it. As far as you can go. If this is all you can get to, that's absolutely fine. Just go to where it pulls a bit. I don't want you going into harsh, sharp pain. That's when you've pulled something badly and you'd need to rest it for a couple of days. You want to go to where there's like, if you've ever stretched your calves out and felt that nice pull along the back of them, that's what you want when you stretch. You don't want anything too sharp. So stretch along your leg, head down and relax. Keep both hips glued to the floor. None of this. Keep everything stuck down to the floor. Make sure you breathe. And then slide gently back up. Pull your legs in and give them a roll around. That loosens off the muscle and tells it it can relax. And it's more likely to absorb more of the stretch then. There's a thing called sliding filament theory that I did for my sports massage course. That's involved in it. Too long to explain right now, but trust me, the science helps. So sit up straight, shoulders over the hips. This leg's a bit less bendy than this one, so actually I have to bring it in slightly. No shame in that. As long as you get the stretch along your leg, that's perfectly fine. Stretch up straight, make sure that your shoulders are nice and long, and that the shoulder blades are falling flat down your back and not poking out like little chicken wings. So grab onto your ankle, lift your arm up, and stretch over. That's good. See, because I brought my leg in, I can actually stretch further over. Sometimes it's wise to do slightly less so you can do a bit more. Hold that stretch. Really point your foot, really stretch the back of your leg all the way down to your knee. Lift up. Give it a bit of a shake, actually. That's quite a tough one. And then turn towards your leg, hands on it, and slide down. Keep your head nice and relaxed and tucked in, like I discussed in the last time we did stretch class. Make sure you breathe whilst you're there. Both cats are awake now. If you can hear some scratching in the background, they're probably playing. All right, sit up. Give your leg a shake, roll it in, and have a roll. Now, probably everybody's feeling a little bit stiff from having been inside so much and only being able to get out for like an hour or two per day. So we can focus our stretch classes on maintaining the flexibility you already have and hopefully working for a little bit more. So sit up straight like this, legs in sort of froggy lotus position type thing, soles of your feet together. If you're up here, that's fine as well. It really doesn't matter as long as you're sitting nice and straight on top of your hip bones, no slouching. So we're going to do the same thing. You're going to stretch your arm up and over. You might want to hold on to your opposite leg for this. This might help. And then stretch as far as you can so you feel a pull up here. And you might well feel a pull here. Currently, I don't feel that, but I'm definitely feeling it in my side. Hold that there. Sit up. Give yourself a shake. And you're going to turn to that leg. And you're going to try and roll down. Get your head to touch your shin as much as possible. Remember to breathe. Breathing helps. Okay. Sit up. Give your legs a shake. Turning into a butterfly for a second. Then do the same thing. Probably, if it's comfortable to you, hand on your opposite ankle. If not, this is fine too. Stretching up and over. There goes Tella. Bud. I can really feel it in my side, specifically underneath this shoulder blade. I assume that's from being in the garden the other day doing some gardening. Give yourself a shake. And then you're going to turn to your leg. Just relax gently down. Try to get your shin and your head to say hi to each other. Remember to breathe. And roll up. Turn into a butterfly again. Give yourself a nice shake and a roll of your legs. Right, now, last time we did some floor bar, we concentrated on the turnout and all of that, and then we also did the exercise where you're practicing to get strength in your upper body for your arabesques. Maybe a good idea to revisit that stream at some point and have another go at those. For now, we're going to do a recap of one of the exercises we did before. I think I'm going to have a cushion under my hip because that's already feeling quite... There we go, that's much better. It was a little uncomfortable before. Now, we're going to revisit one we did before, but we're going to do it to the side this time. So do you remember the Tonju exercise we did before where we did like Tonjus up the wall in front of us? We're now going to do that to the side. Fun. So get yourself in a nice first position. Make sure both shoulders are over each other and both hips are over each other. And you're going to Tonju up a wall and back down. We'll do 5 of those because I can already feel that burning. So Tonju up and back down. Try not to let anything kink in, like no shoulders kinking in. Stretch and down. Really push your heel as well. So you've got a real flexed foot and not sort of like a semi-flexed foot. Push through your toes and stretch. And all the way back down. Last one. Tonju up and down. Okay. Ugh. That one's specifically designed to work the inside thighs so that when you're standing up in first position or fifth in the center and you do a Tonju, hey bud, that basically everything's placed correctly and working how it should be. And stuff like this will keep you pretty fit in quarantine, exiled for the good of the realm. Let's lie down and try the other side. So make sure that everything's in a nice straight line. Don't pull your feet too far in front of you. They want to be underneath you, as if you were standing up in the center. Get your feet in a first position. It doesn't matter if they're not flat. Nobody's are when they're like this usually, unless you have incredible turnout. I just got normal turnout, so mine look like this. That's perfectly fine. As long as the muscles are working, it's not a problem. All right, so 5 of these tonjis, and then let's go. Ready? And stretching all the way up. Ooh. And all the way down. Push your heel out. All the way up. And all the way down. Tonji all the way up that wall. All the way down. All the way up the wall. And down. Try and make it even more turned out as you're coming back into first. Last one. And all the way down. And then curl into a little ball. Probably deserve it by now, if you're aching like I am. Right, we're going to do the other side again. This time we're going to take it out to the tonji, lift it up like as if you're doing a very, very slow grand batman. So you tonji out to the side, you lift your leg really slowly, perfectly placed. You want it to be really turned out, luscious feet on the ends of that. Then tonji again and bring it all the way back down. And we're going to do that. Let's do that 5 times again, just to keep the 5 theme going. Cat's decided to have a playtime in front of the camera. All right, have a stretch out. Put your feet in first position. Make sure that everything's stacked on top of each other. This hand is useful so that you can balance, but it's not supposed to be gripping to the floor. It's just there to keep you placed. All right, so tonji, lift it into grand batman. Tonji, and then close. All the way up. Grand batman, there they go playing. Tonji, and close. Tonji, grand batman. Tonji, and close. Really feel that turn out in the tonji. Last one. All the way up. Tonji, and close. And then relax, go into a little ball. Remove the breathe. Switch to the other side. You'll probably notice that as you lift your leg in grand batman, your knee will want to roll from the ceiling to the front of the room. That's because legs are just quite happy to do the least amount of work necessary to get up. So you have to control those legs using your brain, using your muscle memory eventually, to get them to stay as turned out as possible. So what I always used to think of when I was lifting my leg to the side for a grand batman or a really, really slow devil pay was I always used to think about my heel was leading everything to turn all the way out, like I said last time, and it's like a corkscrew motion. So you start down at your toes, your heel leads it, and the turnout wraps around all the way up your leg. So you're thinking of even more heel to the front as you lift your leg to the side. Let's have a go at that. Same thing, 5 times. Make sure you're all prepped and ready to go. Hand on the floor in front of you. And tonji. Lift up. Think of that heel being really far forward. Try not to collapse. Tonji. And lift. Tonji. And close. And 3rd time. Lift. Heels forward. 4th time, lift, tonji, and close. Last time, tonji, and lift, tonji, and close. All right, curl up in a little ball, and then sit up, give your legs an actual proper shake on the floor. They deserve it, they've done a lot of work. Right, I think it might be time to do a little bit of work on your back. So you may wish to grab a pillow again, stick under your hips if they're a bit bony. I know I always have to. Just repositioning my blanket so I don't hit anything. Okay, so there was also an exercise that we used to do at the Royal Ballet Senior Associates that basically was that exercise to the back. it was very, very good for us. We all got very strong doing it. And it's quite a lot of weight on your back. So if you've got back problems like me, be careful. Don't lift it too high. Don't push it. Just make sure everything's perfectly placed. You can always work on the height of your leg later on. So, you want to lie down on your front, turn your feet out, put your hands underneath your head, and we're going to tons you up the wall, lift it, put it down, and rest. And then we're going to do that. Yeah, 5 times one leg again, 5 times the other, then we'll curl up in a little ball and relax. Can you see all of me? Good. Okay, let's get cracking. Turn you and lift. As you can see, it's not going the highest, but it is well placed. Try not to wander to the side. Turn you and lift. Turn you and down. Keep everything perfectly placed. Lift. Turn you and down. Turn you. Lift. Turn you down. Last time. Turn you and lift. Turn you and down. Give yourself a little shake. If you're anything like me, you'll feel that right here in your gluteus. Oh, and then also down, probably down the backs of your legs and your hamstrings. If you're finding turning out on this floor very difficult, like if you've got sore toe joints or a bunion, you might want to stick a pillow under your toes as well, just to compensate. I think I'm going to do that for this side because my left foot took quite a lot of... Oh, hello. My left foot took quite a lot of weight. Oh my goodness. You coming to join in? Where is he? Good boy. Goodness gracious, life with cats. That's what happens in the middle of your live stream. Terribly sorry. But they've got the spring crazies. Nice, wet, bright weather outside, and they want to be outside all the time, so they tend to chase each other around the house a lot. So if you see any more of that, that's what's going on. Excuse me, Tella. Good boy. Right. Okay, turn your legs out. Head down. We're going to do the left leg 5 times. All right, ready? And turn you and lift. Turn you and down. Turn you and lift. Turn you and down. Turn you, lift. Keep your underneath leg stretch. Turn you and down. Last one. Turn you, lift. Turn you and down. Right, give your legs a shake. Whilst we're here on our fronts, we may as well do a little back bend exercise. So you've probably done this if you're a long-term FBSD pupil at some point. It's something we've done for years. It's very good for your back. Be careful, however, to always concentrate on holding your stomach muscles. Don't let that just relax, because that's when you can get the vertebrae without any support. They'll just squish together on the discs. That's really not good for your spine. So be very careful. All right, lie on your front. We're going to do, keep your feet and your legs nice and relaxed and turned in this time. You'll be glad to know. So we're just going to tuck hands underneath shoulders. Head leads first. Make your back muscles do the work. Push up as far as you can for me, that's here. And you're going to reverse that bit by bit, lowering down. Last thing to hit your mat is your head. Relax and repeat. Head first, lifting up. Hello, Tella. All the way up. As far as you can go. If you can go a bit further than that, that's fine. Don't pop your elbows out. Rolling all the way back down. Keeping your shoulders relaxed. And relax. Time number 3. Let's keep doing this 5 times thing. All the way up. This time I got a little bit further. All the way back down. Keep that stomach held nice and tight. Number 4. Lift your head, make your back muscles do all the work for you. Your arms are just there to support you. Spring crazies again. Rolling all the way back down. Head is the last thing to tuck under and touch the mat. And then number 5, last time. All the way up. Just hold it. And relax. All the way back down. Right. Tuck tuck yourself into child's pose again. I'll just get rid of that for 5 seconds. Breathe out. Just relax there. Then tuck your arms in near your legs. And relax there as well, letting your back relax. Now, I'll just do you a quick demonstration of the good way to do that, the exercise we've just done, and the not so great way to do that. So, firstly, if you think of your spine as basically like a chain of pearls joined together by nice squishy little, like, you know, toe pads, the gel that's in that, just squishy gel. So what you don't want to do at all times is squish the gel. The gel needs to be free to support the bones of your spine. So there are 2 ways to do this. One's the great way and one's the not so great way. I'll do the bad one first. So if you're not thinking of keeping the space between your spines, this is the kind of thing you'll be getting. Can you see my neck's all sat back? I'm sitting down into my body and my spine is just like, actually, that's very uncomfortable. I've got to stop. It's all squished up and I don't like it. It feels really funny. But if you do it correctly and use your stomach and your back to lift you, you get so much more out of it. I mean, you can hear the difference in me talking because I can actually use my throat because it's not squished. And you can also hold the position for a lot longer. And that really counts. Oh, just curl up for just a second. Much better. That really counts when you're doing anything very long on point. If you've seen any of my videos on the internet, you'll have probably seen me doing the Don Q pas de deux in particular. I'll go with that because that's got a ton of them. There are those really fun balances you get to do where you and your partner are holding hands and you're in an attitude derriere and he walks around you, then you have to let go and put your hand back. If you don't have the strength to do that, you'll just fall off point and it'll be a mess. And that exercise is amazing for it. Right, let's do a little bit of Pilates. Lying on your back. I think I will move this cushion for just a second. What you want to do is make sure that your hips are nice and flat on the floor, your shoulders are flat on the floor, your neck is long and your head's on the floor. You want to not have this going on or this going on. You want your hips and your feet an equal distance apart and you want everything to be nice and aligned. You don't turn your feet out. Keep your toes facing the opposite wall to you. Right, we're going to roll up through our spines all the way up. When you get to the top, you're going to do a little heel lift, heels back down, and reverse all that rolling. Imagining those little pearls that are your spine bones, gently clinking along the floor and then relaxing. When you do relax, can you see there's a little gap under my back? It's not a huge one. It's not no gap. There's a tiny one. That's a neutral spine. You're aiming for that. So what you want to do as you roll up is press that to the floor and then roll up through your back all the way to the top. There's your heel lift. That's nice and straight, you can see. And then you reverse that and you see all of those bones trying desperately to hit the floor and then relax at the end. We'll do 3 more of those. Okay, all the way up. Hi, Tella. Lift your heels, put them down. Tella says keep going, you're doing great. Roll all the way down. Make sure that you're tucking your stomach as you do to support your back. Absolutely, Tella, I agree. Roll all the way up. And I believe that was 4, so I think I need to do another one. Roll all the way up. Lift up. And down. And all the way back down again. Pull your legs in. Oh, that's better. Give them a shake. And then stretch them up and give them a shake as well. Feel good, but also very good. Now we're going to do the converse of that. This one's pretty difficult, actually. I always find this hard. So what you want to do is you want to pull your stomach muscles in gently. Make sure to breathe. Lift your legs up off the floor. And then you want to lift and roll. And then roll back down. And start here. Let's go again. Let's do 4 more of those. So you lift up, using your lower stomach muscles, and roll. If you can touch the floor, go for it. I can't. I'm getting a bit of a stretch in my calves here and also my shins. Let's go for the 3rd time. Up. Oh, hang on. Yep, I can hit the floor this time. Excellent. Roll back down. Try very hard to keep your shoulders flat. I know I didn't do a great job just then. Roll up. Touch the floor, if you can. Roll back down. And hug your legs. Now, if you've got a particularly bony neck joint, like here, the very bottom of your cervical spine, this bit, if that's dead bony, stick a cushion underneath you. It'll help immensely. It'll stop you from tensing your shoulders. We're going to do that one more time. And at the last part, if you feel comfortable, we're going to stay with our legs over our heads and just relax there for a bit. All right? If you have got stomach muscles of iron, you could try this with your arms above your head. I'm not going to because it's been a while since I did this exercise last. I'll demonstrate it once so you can see. So then it goes over your head. I think I cheated quite a lot during that start. And then you roll back down. Yeah, that's the hard part. And that's where they go. So that's how you do it with your arms over your head. I'm going to stick to having my arms in a sort of little V beside me. All right, so 4 more of those. Let's go. Ready? Huh? And touch. Take your time as you roll down your spine. It's not a competition. This one's all about the journey, not the destination. Up and touch. Roll down. Whoa, my stomach's taking a pounding. This is probably good for it. Up and touch. And remember this last one, we're going to stay with legs overhead, but relaxed. I'll show you. Up and touch. And just give your legs a bit of a break. Curl them in. Stay there for a bit. If this is too much on your neck joint, please come down. If you can get your legs either side of your head, go for it. All right, stretch your legs back out. And then roll back down through all the bones of your spine. Use your stomach muscles. And flop. Relax. Pull your legs in, stretch back out. That's quite a tough one. Very, very good for you though. So if you can possibly do it, if you have stomach muscles of steel, try as hard as you can not to use your shoulders or your arms to give yourself any more lift off the floor. Sometimes I used to find this easier for me on some days, and other days it was the V shape that was better because I needed that extra support. Whichever works for you is completely fine. Just make sure that you're having that stomach muscles pulling in sensation as you lift your legs off the floor. All right, I think that's more than enough of that. So it'll give your legs a shake. Hi, Zig. Okay, we did this last stream. I think it's very good to keep on working on your hamstrings, but not doing it in quite a punishing way. I think relaxing into my hamstrings is basically the only way I ended up getting my head on my knees. I got taught a particular technique at summer school. Grief, how old was I? I think I was about 11. Basically what happens is you go into the stretch with everything relaxed. You hold it there. You come up, you shake, you go again, come up, you shake, you go again. And it tricks your muscles into letting you stretch that little bit further. So let's have a go at that. So sit up straight, make sure your legs are out in front of you, nice and relaxed, that you've got your hips, your shoulders on top of each other, give your legs a good shake, smack them on the floor before you start, feels great. Right, now you're just going to gently flop forward, relaxing onto your legs. Oh, I've got a stiff neck today. Breathe in, breathe out. Come back up again. But use your hands to support you, give your legs a good shake. Hello, Zig. And again, nicely rolling down onto your legs. Relaxing just a little bit more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Rolling up again. Give your legs a shake. Last time, this time, reach your arms forward. See how far you can go. Be careful. All the way down, nice and relaxed. As far as you can go. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go of your arms. All the way back up. Give your legs another shake. It's not not so bad, is it? And you could see how my neck slackened off and relaxed as I went through that exercise. Let's do it one more time. This time when we get to the end, it's not pleasant. Flex your feet, be careful, and hold on to your feet when we get there. For now, just leave everything relaxed. That's that last time, the third time we do this. All right, starting from the beginning, stacking everything on top of each other. Nice, relaxed head, rolling all the way down. You see how much further I've gone from the beginning of this. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Rolling up again. Give your legs a good shake. And back again. Stacking everything on top of each other, rolling down. Stretching out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And rolling back up again. Now this last time we're going to do it with flex feet. This is probably going to alter how far you can go down, unless you're super bendy like I used to be. Just keep your posture correct and then keep the relaxation there. That's the most important part, not how far you go. All right, last time, hooray. Rolling down. As you can see, I'm going a lot less far, but I am getting a good stretch and that's what matters. If you want, grab onto your toes and relax your shoulders. If you feel like it's a better stretch, if you don't, that's always an option. And then roll up again. Give your legs a shake. Goes right up the backs of my calves, that one, but it's very, very good for getting out all that extra tension that you can get from doing chiquetti work. All right, I think we'll do one last little one. Put your legs in a position that's comfortable for you. I'm going to go for this because that's where my hips naturally like to fall. If you want to cross your legs, that's fine. If you're comfortable like this, that's fine. We're just concentrating on releasing your back now. So what you want to do is stretch as tall as possible, no slouching, even though it's comfy. Hips and shoulders in a nice alignment, head stacked on top, and we're just going to reach forward. Use your hands to help you. And just relax your head all the way down. If you can reach further, go for it. If you can't, that's fine. Wherever is comfortable for you. All the way back up again. If you've got your legs crossed or your legs set like this, put the other leg in front. If you've got your leg out to the side, don't worry about it, you're doing fine. So the next time we're going to go down again, stretching your arms out. Oh, hello. And relax. Breathe in and breathe out. And then all the way back up. Tella wants to go out too now, so that's why he sounds a bit more annoyed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you want to go out. We have full conversations. It's quite amusing. If you've got your feet like I have, switch them back again. We're going to go to the side this time. Arm up and over. And relax down. If you can't get your elbow on the floor, don't worry about it. If you can, go for it. Stretching over, keeping both hips pinned to the floor. If you can go further than me, go for it. If you can't, don't worry about it. It all depends on how stiff each person's muscles are. All the way back up again. I get that all the way from here, all the way down to my hip when I do that. Other side, make sure you stack nice and tall, head, shoulders, and hips all in one line. Stretching over. Oh, this is the tense side. This is the side I had an injury on, so I'm not surprised. I know. Stretch over, keep that arm stretched out nice and long, keep your shoulders stacked on top of each other, all the way up. Give your shoulders a roll one way. Give your shoulders a roll the other way. You're going to take your hand, put it on the side of your head, stretch over. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax, other side. Breathe in, breathe out. Now you're going to put both hands, link them together, stick them on the back of your head, maintaining that good posture. Tuck your chin in, tuck your elbows in, roll down. There we go, that's where I've got a good pull. You can keep going if you need to. Breathe in, breathe out. Roll up again. Link your hands like this, but behind you. And stretch your arms. Tilt your head towards the ceiling. Try and breathe. It's hard to breathe here, I know. And relax. Your shoulders will roll one way. You can roll the other way. And for the very last thing we're going to do, we're just going to go back to that Pilates position again, the neutral spine and everything. Make sure that you've got your toes pointing straight ahead of you. Your knees are nice and relaxed. Your hips are underneath. And you're lying down nice and straight. You can probably see me a little better if I move to here. And what you're going to do is stick your arms to the side and gently let your legs roll over without disturbing your arms. This isn't going to be a stretch or anything. If you feel one, great. It's more meant for relaxing the bottom of your spine. And then back into the middle. You just dump muscles a little to help you if you need to. And roll over to the side. Personally, I always do because of the injury I had in this part of my spine. Use your stomach muscles to pull your legs back together again. Lift one leg in. Stretch the other one out. Just breathe there for a little bit. Change legs. Hold that there for a little bit. Pull both legs in. And just relax there for a bit. It's quite nice to just be still for 5 seconds at the end of class, collecting yourself and letting your body relax a bit. Okay, and then you can sit up. Thank you very, very much for coming and thank you to the cats for helping today. Thank you very, very much for coming and watching this live stream. If you're catching this later, thank you for coming to catch it later. I hope some of these will be helpful to you. Leave it in the comments below if you need me to explain any of these exercises a bit more in depth, and we can break them down a bit more next time I do a live stream for stretching. Thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.